Today I'm making an Italian uh, cheesecake made with cream cheese, ricotta cheese, sour cream, sugar, baked, no crust. The recipe will be written up in the description. If you try to use full fat ingredients, don't use low fat cream cheese or butter. You have to use butter. You can't use margarine. Use a good quality unsalted butter. Same with cream cheese and the sour cream. Try and use good quality ingredients. After you get it home, just set everything out on the counter, let it get up to room temperature. It's easier to work that way. The only special tools you're going to need is a mixer and a springform pan. And that's about it. And an oven. So all you're going to do is mix your softened ingredients up well. You're going to want to melt the butter. Use melted, cooled butter. So go ahead and melt the butter until it's good and soft. You don't want it hot mixing it. You never want to mix hot stuff with eggs and cheese. You're going to end up cooking the ingredients before you have a chance to mix them up. The recipes will be in the description. It's a pretty good, simple recipe. You're going to put lemon juice in there. I guess you could use lime or calamansi if you wanted more like a key lime pie flavor. I do mine just with lemon. It's as follows. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start our cheesecake. You're going to mix 16 ounces of ricotta cheese and your softened cream cheese in a bowl. Then you're going to add 4 eggs, 1.5 cups of sugar, 3 tablespoons of flour, just white unbleached flour, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and mix it all up good. And then the last step is you're going to stir in. You don't mix it, you just stir it in with a rubber spatula. 2 cups of sour cream. That's 1 pint. And your 1/2 cup of melted butter. Make sure your butter is not hot. You just want it melted, cooled off a little bit. You're going to put it in there with the rest of the dry ingredients when you mix it. Oven's preheated to 350 degrees. Once you get everything mixed up, you're going to put it into your springform pan, 9-inch pan, and cook it for 1 hour. You're going to turn the heat off and let it sit for 1 hour. Once it's cool, put it in the refrigerator, and that's it. The recipe's written down in the description. Like I said before, you can add lime juice if you like lime juice. This one calls for 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. So you go ahead and mix it in with your wet ingredients when you're mixing everything together in the mixer. If I've forgotten anything, it's in the instructions there, written down. This is not an American style cheesecake. This is a Italian style cheesecake, a little bit cheesier. That's your cream cheese. You're using 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese, 16 ounces of ricotta, and 2 cups of sour cream. This has no crust to it. I think that's it. Let's get to mixing. I was off on lemon juice. It was 1 tablespoon, not 1 teaspoon. If you got all of our ingredients mixed together, getting ready to put the sour cream in. Remember, when you're doing the sour cream, you're just going to stir it in. When you're mixing, take a break and scrape the sides of the bowl and make sure you got all the ingredients mixed in down the sides. And then beat it one more time before you put the sour cream in. Okay, sour cream's in there, mixing it up now. Make sure you scrape the sides of the bowl pretty good. I just tasted this mixture. It tastes pretty good. It's off one of the mixing blades. Remember when you were a kid, your mother used to make pudding and pies and stuff, and you got to lick the blades on the beater? Well, this mixer that I'm using was a wedding gift to my mother, so it's probably almost 60 years old, and it still works great. Made in the USA, Dormeyer mixer. Probably manufactured somewhere around 1960, late 50s, early 60s, somewhere in there. Been using it since I was a little kid. Thing still works great. Yep, they don't build them like that anymore. Same with my blender. I've got a blender that was a wedding gift, Proctor Silex, made in North Carolina here. I had somebody buy me a new blender for a gift a couple of years ago, probably 4, 5, 6 years ago. Didn't even use it once. Just took it out and looked at it. Everything was made out of plastic on it. The old one's glass, and I only broke the blades on it once when I was a kid from throwing ice in there at too low of a speed. The old one, the mixer or blender, that thing's heavy. Glass, and the base is all metal. And when you put something in there, you want to chop ice up, making milkshakes or whatever, it'll take every bit of it. Thing still works great. It weighs a ton, so try not to keep it on an overhead shelf. I think this is about ready to go on our pan. It's nice consistency here. This thing's going to cook up good. Going to spoon it in there now. This is a 9-inch by almost 3-inch deep springform pan. If you keep them in the cupboard, make sure you take them out and wash them before you use them. Just kind of pour it evenly over the top there, and then use your spatula to flatten it out. That's it in our pan there. It's ready to go in the oven. Preheated oven, 350 degrees for 1 hour. Then you're going to turn it off and let it sit in there for an hour and let it cool off. And then you're going to stick it in the refrigerator. You leave it in the oven for an hour and let it sit after it's cooked, or set, excuse me. Let's put her in there. Center rack, 350 degrees. I'm making this for somebody's birthday, for a present for them. And I'll make another one tomorrow for my wife. I wanted to make this one because it's better if it sits up for a day. I've got the ingredients to make 2 of them. I bought a big jug of ricotta because I'm going to make 2 of them. The more you buy, it's a bigger container. It's a little bit cheaper than buying 2 16-ounce containers. So I bought a 32-ounce. Same with the cream cheese. If you have to do a little measuring, do it. Try it out and see if you like it better than like a New York style cheesecake. This is a little bit different. It's good. It's more of an old-fashioned type of cheesecake. It's a little bit thicker. Not quite as sweet. If you wanted to, after it's done, you could garnish it with fruit or whipped cream or whatever. Even had one, they did caramel sauce over top of it. Made it with coffee and caramel macchiato sauce that they made out of homemade caramel and coffee, strong coffee. I don't much care for that stuff. I like plain old cheesecake with no fruit or nothing. But to each his own. Thank you. Here's our finished cheesecake. It cracked on the top. I actually ended up making 2 of them. The other one cracked worse. This one didn't crack as bad or sink as far. The only difference, this one turned out a little bit better looking, is I used a water bath for the second one. The first one I didn't use a water bath. That was just straight into the springform pan in the oven. This one I used a water bath on. It didn't crack as bad. It looks better. Had a slice of the other one this morning, the one I made yesterday, the cracked up one. Tasted great. Didn't look very nice, but it sure did taste good. Recipe was exactly the same for both of them. Thank you. It was tasty. Had a slice this morning and a slice after lunch today. It turned out the wife fairly good. It was tasty to work with. Had a slice this morning and a slice to share with her coworkers. I like to cook stuff and whatever me and my wife and son don't eat, I like to share it with, tell her to take it to work. Especially baked goods like that. You know, if you're making breads or cupcakes or cakes or anything like that, that's always a nice treat to take to work with you. Share with coworkers. I think later on today I'm probably going to make some buttermilk biscuits for tomorrow. It's fairly simple recipe for buttermilk biscuits. Not too involved. If you're out anything, you're out a couple of dollars worth of flour and butter and buttermilk. Not even dollars worth of buttermilk, because you're not putting that much in there. If you're making cornbread, like we make before, with skillet cornbread, that goes good with a glass of buttermilk. If you like buttermilk, a lot of people don't drink it anymore like they used to. I just started drinking it recently. I used to hate it when I was a kid. Couldn't stand it. My mother loved the stuff. Seemed like only old people drank buttermilk when I was a kid. Now I guess I'm old because I'm drinking it too. It tastes good to me. You use a lot in cooking if you're making skillet cornbread or biscuits, things like that. Use buttermilk in there. We always buy for bacon anyway, always buy the fat-free buttermilk. Seems to work better when you're making cakes and pies and stuff. You use to make pancakes, buttermilk pancakes. Makes them nice and light and fluffier. The full-fat buttermilk tends to make things kind of heavy, a little more dense. Thanks for watching. You guys take care.